Joining me now, executive editor of the Weekly Standard, Fox News contributor, Fred Barnes. Fred, great to see you. We have got an extraordinary development occurring as we're talking. Wikileaks has done a Friday document dump revealing some of her comments to Wall Street firms that she was paid monstrous sums of money at which to speak. Also revealing emails, John Podesta, the chair of her campaign. I mean, they are riveting stuff. She said, as we've reported, Clinton said that the blame placed on the United States banking system for the crisis could have been avoided in terms of both misunderstanding and really politicizing what happened. That was one of the reasons I started traveling. She goes on to say, she is reaching out to her brothers and sisters of global finance on Wall Street and giving them a bear hug if there ever was one. I mean, this is deadly stuff for her, is it not?
It is, and I suspect that's what she did in the speeches she gave on Wall Street a few years ago, the one she won't release the transcripts of, and here she is nominally running against Wall Street, against the big financial houses, and of course in one of these WikiLeaks emails she says that, well, she has her public position and then her private position. That's not unusual for politicians, but it is unusual for people running for president and having that known publicly that they have two positions.
Would you agree with me that I said in my years, decades of covering politics, I've never seen any politician, no matter how amateurish, how powerful and adept, actually acknowledge a public and private position on issues, let alone do it before an audience.
Well, no, I've never heard anybody do that. I think she did not expect it to become public knowledge the way it is now, but it certainly had the truth, the mark of truth that this is the way she operates.
Let me read this quote for everybody, and forgive me, we haven't had time to put this up in graphic form, but here's what she says. If everybody's watching, all of the backroom discussions and the deals, then people get a little nervous, to say the least. So you need both a public and a private position. I will guarantee you we're going to hear that quotation throughout this weekend. We're going to hear it numerous times during the presidential debate at Washington University Sunday night. That is the most, effectively acknowledging everything she says could potentially be the absolute inverse of what she means.
Well, I'll be interested in hearing how she explains it. No doubt she'll have some explanation. I'd like to hear it. I hope I can keep a straight face.
Yeah, I don't think that even a Clinton could. This one is, I think, of that sort. It is truly remarkable. And as we look at what WikiLeaks has done, I don't think you're ever going to hear, given that Julian Assange and WikiLeaks have dropped these documents on a Friday against her, I don't think you're ever going to hear anybody make jokes about or kid about, as she said she was, if she did indeed say it, that is droning Julian Assange.
It rings true. Of course she said it. It's not surprising at all that that's the way she operates. I mean, many politicians do, but I've just never heard one say that and then have it become public knowledge. No doubt this will be brought up. If it's not brought up by the moderator in Sunday night's debate, then Donald Trump certainly ought to bring it up himself. It's a worthy issue.
We've got a lot to cover, Fred. I want to just conclude this moment with you. With the Clinton email scandal in which the White House Communications Director, Jennifer Palmieri, emailed the State Department spokeswoman, Jennifer Psaki, to discuss how the Secretary of State, John Kerry, could avoid the quote-unquote swirl of crap questions from the media about Clinton's private email server, and also assurances that no one in the Clinton administration said she was wrong to acknowledge that she was wrong to have a private email server. This is just more damning evidence of collusion between this the Obama White House and Hillary Clinton and all of her scandals.
This is an issue, Lou, that is not going to go away. We're going to get more emails from the State Department. It's going to be around right through November 8th. It'll be an issue in the final two debates between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. We're going to hear a lot about it. And I think all those people in the media who are trying to be nice to Hillary Clinton and they think it's their duty to defeat Donald Trump, they're not going to be able to hide this issue. They're going to have to come to grips with it in the media.
You know, coming to grips with it, I have the sense, frankly, I thought, and I have to confess, that I thought we'd be there much sooner with the weight of the scandals and the misconduct of this, of the secretary. I really believed that we had hit that that tipping point, that point at which just the simple weight of all of the charges against her and her scandals would disqualify her. Do you believe that we have now perhaps reached that critical mass of just misconduct and disgusting characterizations and expressions on her part, whether to Wall Street or to colleagues in the administration or in her campaign?
You know, Lou, I think it takes one more thing, and that is a strong performance, citing the emails, among other things, by Donald Trump in this second debate. You know, others have come back after having a poor first debate and done very well in the second debate. Ronald Reagan did, Barack Obama did, George W. Bush did, and that's what Donald Trump has to do. I mean, he's not out of shooting range of Hillary Clinton in polls. I'm not threatening her now when I call it shooting range. In other words, he's close enough that a strong performance on Sunday night.
Yeah, that in itself is remarkable. That she is, you know, the question she asked that's been mocked by just about everybody, but certainly the Trump campaign. You know, those who can't believe she isn't 50 points ahead, she will be very lucky, it seems to me, with the weight of this evidence against her and incriminating her to be within 5 points of him very soon. Fred Barnes, thanks for being
Trump
with us.
has to realize if it's not raised by the moderator, he's going to have to raise these things himself.
Well, they're going to have to keep a weather eye on the two moderators for the evening of Sunday. Fred, we're going to talk with you further throughout the broadcast.